one-call law in Hawaii. Throughout Hawaii, thousands of miles of underground utility lines provide essential services, from gas and electric to phone, cable, and other connections. In order to protect public safety and prevent the interruption of vital services, the Hawaii Legislature enacted Chapter 269E, titled One Call Center, Advance Warning to Excavators. Let's take a closer look at the law. The Hawaii Public Utility Commission, or PUC, is responsible for the implementation of the One Call Center and enforcement of the law by establishing penalties for violators. The PUC is assisted by the One Call Center Advisory Committee. As you can see here, the Advisory Committee has a broad base of membership that is representative of all stakeholders. The Advisory Committee assists the PUC in three main areas: selection of a one-call center provider, establishment of fees, and establishment of administrative rules. The PUC is also responsible for establishing the One Call Center. Hawaii One Call Center began operations on January 1st, 2006. Chapter 269E requires all excavation to be performed in a careful and prudent manner. One of the most important things required by the law is advance notice prior to digging. But did you know there are some very important things you should do before calling 811? You will get the best results if you plan your work in advance. Visit the job location and get familiar with the site. Then, use white spray chalk to mark the site prior to calling, showing in detail where your work will take place.
Alright, right now I want to explain a little bit about white lining and why it's important. A lot of contractors, what they'll do is they'll make a line like this, where they want a trench. And that's great, except for we cannot mark within the white marks because there are no additional white marks out there. What we need to see is white marks outside that encompass the area where the work is going to happen, shown by these marks here. So now if you want a trench here, all the utilities are going to get marked within the white mark corners. And so therefore, there's no guessing, is the utility over here, is the utility over there, by just having one set of white marks just like this. Now, a lot of people will be in an area where other construction's going on. So what you want to do is you want to identify your white marks with your company name. Say your company name is AB Construction. But right here we say ABC, showing that these white marks are your white marks, so the locator knows to mark within those white marks only. And what we see a lot is larger areas, people will use cans and cans of paint by putting one light line around a whole property like this. That's not necessary. All you need to do is put some corners and maybe a couple of marks in the middle showing that this is the property that you need marked.
Request at least 5 working days, but no more than 28 calendar days before excavation. And you must have an excavation permit prior to excavation. Once you've done these things, you're ready to contact Hawaii One Call. If an emergency request is needed, it must meet the following guidelines: a sudden, unexpected occurrence involving a clear and imminent danger demanding immediate action to prevent or mitigate loss of or damage to life, health, property, or essential public services. A few minutes of preparation will make the process of filing your locate request much easier. Provide Hawaii One Call with your name, your phone number, your address, type of work being done, where you will be excavating, the address, side of the street, any footages, tax map key information, the permit number, alternate contact information, and email address. Provide the information to the call center representative and help confirm the location on the map. You can also file your request online using Hawaii One Call's iTIC system. You will then be provided with a list of facility operators in the work area. Once you have successfully completed your request, it will be assigned a ticket number. Save this ticket number for future use with Hawaii OneCall's positive response system. Facility operators must respond within 5 working days after receiving your locate request from Hawaii OneCall.
We're here to mark a location that a contractor wants to dig at. This area has white marks, and what we're here for is to mark the Hawaiian Electric, if there's any, within these white marks. We want to make sure that the contractor, the public, and the utility are all protected. That's the reason we do this. So what we do is we force a signal onto the line that we can then pick up and mark. And it doesn't matter what the line is as long as it's made out of metal, some sort of metal, it can be located. The contractor can come out and see that he has marks for his water, he has marks for his gas, and then right here we see that there's no electric in the area, so there's a symbol for no Hawaiian Electric. And so therefore he can feel more confident when he's doing his dig that the utilities have been marked correctly within his area.
Once a facility operator has fulfilled your request, they must notify Hawaii OneCall of the action taken. Providing this positive response creates an archived record of how the facility operator responded to your request.
All right, so we finished our locate outside. We know that it's clear, no conflict. So now it's come time to clear the ticket using the positive response system. All we do is we look at the ticket, we identify the ticket number, we go into the ticket management website and find that ticket and go ahead and open that ticket. When we open that ticket, there will be a positive response pull down window, which has clear, no conflict, no white marks, no action taken, marked, and caller made aware of available records. In this case, we're going to go ahead and clear this ticket as clear, no conflict. And once that's done, the contractor will know immediately that that's been done, so he can go ahead and start his next process. He knows that the utility for electric has been cleared, and if that's the last one he's waiting for, he can now get started. And so the reason for the positive response system is to make that communication gap virtually nothing.
Excavators can access these records as well and determine marking status prior to visiting the job site. Simply log in, enter the ticket number, and check the status. It is a recognized best practice to document markings before digging. Include on-site photographs, video, sketches, and measurements if possible. CGA Excavation Best Practice 5.11 states, an excavator uses dated pictures, videos, or sketches with distance from markings to fixed objects recorded to document the actual placement of markings. If the excavation site is within 30 inches of a facility operator's markings, you must use hand tools to determine the exact location of the buried facility. Sometimes, in spite of everyone's best efforts, damages do occur. Should a damage occur on your job site, remember to take these 3 steps. Communicate, investigate, and document. Stop work immediately and notify the operator of the facility. They will dispatch a qualified repair crew. In the event of a broken gas line, injury, or other dangerous condition, eliminate all sources of ignition, evacuate the area, clear nearby buildings, and call 911. Whatever the type of damage, never attempt to repair it. If it is a gas line, do not restrict the flow of gas or attempt to operate any valves that are in the area. Document all information as soon as possible after the event. Take plenty of photographs from different angles and make sure to include measurements in the photograph so they can be evaluated by someone who has never been to the job site. Communication between excavator and operator is the first step to try to resolve any issues. If this fails to resolve the issue, either party is free to contact the PUC and ask for an investigation of a possible violation of Chapter 269E. Chapter 269E3 authorizes the PUC to enforce the law, adopt and amend rules to effectuate the law. Violators shall be subject to a civil penalty not to exceed $5,000 per day for each violation, but shall not exceed $100,000 for any one violation. Violator may be subject to mandatory education at expense of violator. In contested cases, non-prevailing party faces reimbursement of attorney fees costs to prevailing party. Chapter 269E-14 also gives the State Attorney General the power to institute a civil action in circuit court to enforce compliance with penalties imposed by the Commission for violation of the law. We all want to keep Hawaii a safe place to live and work. We can do it by working together. We all want to prevent dig-ins and the interruption of vital services. We can do this if we all do our part and remember the most important steps. Contact Hawaii One Call before you dig. Allow the required time for getting lines marked. Respect the marks and excavate safely. Damage prevention and excavation safety is a shared responsibility with one goal in mind: making sure that everyone goes home at the end of the day.